There we go. Join it. Join it. Do it. Wait, can you join it? The stream. Yeah, I'm streaming. Yeah, you can use text chat. Well, probably because I was in the PS menu when I was like fixing it. Like, type something in the chat.
Remember way back when Not Forgotten could kill in 3 shots at 180 RPM, and people complained? Well, in today's video, I'm going to talk about a scout rifle that does exactly that. It can 3-tap at 180 RPM. The name of the scout rifle is No Feelings, and you can obtain it from the Scourge of the Past raid. If you want your No Feelings to be able to 3-tap though, you need the perk called Box Breathing. This is a perk where if you aim down sights for 1.2 to like 1.5 seconds, it procs up on the bottom left of your screen, Box Breathing, and you do 89 damage to the head instead of the normal 55. Because this weapon is a scout rifle, you're not going to see damage drop off for quite a while if you're using a long zoom scope. I have the perk on it called, because this weapon is a scout rifle, you're not going to see damage drop off for quite a while if you're using a long zoom scope. I have the perk on it called Rapid Hit, which means as long as I'm landing headshots, it's an increase to stability and reload. I also have Flared Magwell, so I can reload even faster, and a Handling Masterwork, so in other words, this really is an all-around scout rifle. I elected to put a hipfire mod. I at first decided Sprint Grip was good enough, but then I realized that if I proc Box Breathing, go for a single headshot, and then for the next couple shots start firing from the hip, it's fairly accurate because Rapid Hit does start stacking. I used this weapon all day to get a better feel for it, and it was really hard to duel up close, even with a close range sight. So I elected to go with a long zoom scope for better long range duels, and then just hip fire when I'm up close, or use my chaperone. I have no doubts that this weapon will find a place in the competitive playlist, but in quick play, it struggles just a little bit if you're going to take it into a close range map like Endless Vale. I know this sounds obvious, but it seems that everybody always has a sniper rifle, so it's kind of difficult to proc Box Breathing, slowly walk around the corner, wall ADS, and outshoot a sniper rifle. The solution to using No Feelings on any map is to pair it with Knucklehead Radar and 10 Mobility. You want Knucklehead Radar that's an exotic helmet, so that even when you're aiming down sights, you retain the radar. This is extremely helpful to making sure you know where the opponent is before you actually peek them, so that you can get first shot off, maybe you flinch them, maybe you land the kill. The 10 Mobility plays into this build because it is extremely helpful to be able to walk faster while hip firing and aiming down sights. It's huge. That means there's less reaction time for your opponent to see your elbow as you enter a room, because you have Knucklehead Radar plus the 10 Mobility so that you can get the drop on your opponent. In the competitive playlist, 10 Mobility plus Knucklehead Radar isn't strictly necessary to make this work at the high level. What you want to do is, since it's the competitive playlist and there's actually objectives and your opponent has to come to you in some cases, you can set up a lane. You and your teammates can all look down the same lane and absolutely delete somebody. Imagine this. Imagine using an adaptive or even a rapid fire sniper rifle going for a body shot, and then your teammate with the scout rifle going for a headshot. That might kill very low resiliences. I think it would be a fun follow-up video to this one if I grab 4 teammates with the similar Box Breathing No Feelings. We all set up on a long lane, one of us crouch, one of us standing, shoulder to shoulder, and just wait for somebody to walk around the corner and get popped for 489s at the same time, or worse. Imagine pairing the scout rifle with a blast furnace, go figure, or right side or wrong, a aggressive pulse rifle. The damage value is going to be 89 from the scout rifle and 100 or more from the aggressive pulse rifle if everybody hits headshots. So pretty much, since the scout rifle shoots one single bullet and the pulse rifle shoots a burst of 4, the pulse rifle is almost always going to get the cleanup kill, which means you can give kill clip to your teammate pretty much free of charge. Another interesting combo that's almost worth bringing out in the doubles playlist is to combo this scout rifle with a Redrix's broadsword. And I know what you're thinking, is that the damage doesn't exactly add up to a kill, but it does with the Bow Tracer exotic. So 89 from the scout, and then the first 2 shots of Redrix are going to hit for 66, and in that third shot, Bow Tracer should activate, resulting in a kill, giving you Desperado, and then you can take that single kill and either kill the teammate with Desperado, or carry Desperado across the map so you can farm somebody off spawn. Overall, my favorite scout rifle is still Polaris Lance, but after using this one, it makes me think. If most scout rifles had access to box breathing, or some nerfed form of it almost inherently, I think scout rifles would be in a much better place. As it stands, scouts are sort of overshadowed by the range at which pulse rifles can hit, as well as the common map design. If a nerfed box breathing was accessible on most of the scout rifles, that means you could punch that much harder when people navigate between cover, something that a pulse rifle might struggle to do. Anyway guys, that about wraps up my first impression of this box breathing scout rifle. I might do a full review on this in the future, and that'll be of course with direct comparisons to other scout rifles, other pulse rifles, range drop-offs and the sort, rather than me just taking it into the crucible for a day and telling you my brief synopsis. In summary, this is a great all-around option, but if you were holding a gun to my head and told me to win a tournament, I would probably be using Polaris Lance or even the Hush Bow. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one, though the background gameplay, I can either leave it in unedited, or I can just speed it up so we can all get on with our day. It's pretty much just me sitting in the middle of the map, wondering if someone's gonna challenge me, and here we are. See you guys. Today's video is about cheating in Destiny 2, and in the following clip, it will be pixelated and names will not be mentioned. Please, 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 do not mention suspected names in the comment section. I assure you, the right people who can handle this will be notified. We don't need to be giving these idiots any clout. So without further ado, bear witness to the unedited video, besides the pixelation, of what I say is a pulse rifle firing way faster than it should be able to. Please watch.
He's gonna pop me. He's gonna kill me with that super watch. Or with his pulse. Just with his pulse.
Pop your super. Just pop your super. Earthquake, you ready? 1v1?
Like, what? My man's a hacker. What the fuck is that? Yo, my man. Nah, that ain't right. That ain't right. Yo, this man. What is? Yo, nah. Yo, this ain't right. This game trash. I can't.
I'm playing the video again in black and white so I can add some audio commentary to help clear up what you're actually seeing. So our protagonist here is 1v1ing the alleged hacker. He emotes to see around the corner, his teammates on the audio comms tell him to pop his super, he pops it out of cover, which normally isn't that big of a deal because you can tank everything, but of course he dies to a fully automatic pulse rifle, is flabbergasted that he died to it, and then begins to think that he can duel him in the subsequent duels. Not gonna happen. As you can see, he gets tore up again and again and again until the hacker wins the match. Now, normally when I get these videos sent to my inbox, I just pass the information along to the right people and goodbye account if the evidence is strong enough. However, with this case in particular, this is what tipped the scales for me to decide that I wanted to make a video on this today. The thing that tipped the scales was a string of direct messages from the protagonist and the cheater, and what I read was just disgusting, and so that's when I decided, let's make a video. But before I show you the actual messages, let me build some context with what you just saw. So it's clear that our hacker, in quotation marks, I'm just gonna call him a cheater for the rest of the video, it's clear that the cheater is just trying to have an ego 1v1 to prove he's the best and somehow feels that cheating is justified in these scenarios. With the message on screen now, our cheater is in the red and our hero is in the blue. The cheater says, "Here's a clip from me earlier today," to which our hero responds, "You're cheating again. Why?" question mark. The cheater responds, "To keep my dominance." What? Our hero responds, "No dude, that's not cool. Play fair man, please." Then the cheater has the audacity to say, "Would you rather somebody DDoS?" As if normal cheating's justified, but DDoSing is the worst of cheating. No man, that's pushing it too far. Wouldn't want to DDoS, but everything else is fair game. To that, our hero responds with, "No, I would rather someone play normal." why cheat at all, question mark. And then the cheater responds with what is arguably the best part of this whole video. Like, when I read this, I was rolling on the floor laughing. I could not believe a human being actually said this. No dominance leads to no control. This man sounds dead ass like an anime villain. He's dunking on 12-year-olds at the middle school basketball court over here with the rapid fire pulsing somebody down. Zooms in on his face. But for real, cheater, my man, like, that is not a good life motto to live by because your logic just doesn't make any sense. A, you're playing a middle schooler. 2, you're playing on console. So if your life motto is no dominance leads to no control, well, unfortunately, bitch, you're not controlling anybody. Because the sad, sad truth is that even with cheats, if you search at the 5500 bracket on PC, you will still get trucked. These people are human aimbots. And little do you know, Destiny is a game that already has cheats built into it. So if you feel the need to cheat in a game that already has cheats, like, that's the lowest of the lows. For instance, you shoot me, I now know your GPS coordinates. I can just bounce a fighting lion at you and kill you without you even having a sight line on me. Take this background gameplay for instance. I snipe a trip mine out of the air. Find me a cheating program that does that shit, because you're not gonna find it. And even if you do find it, you've already maxed your mom's credit card with this little rapid fire hack. You'll still get trucked. These people are human aimbots. And little do you know, Destiny is a game that already has cheat. Truth is that even with cheats, if you search at the 5500 bracket on PC, you will still get trucked. These people are human aimbots. And little do you know, Destiny is a game that truth is that even with cheats, if you search at the 5500 bracket on PC, you will still get trucked. These people are human aimbots. And little do you know, Destiny is a game that already has cheats built into it. So if you feel the need to cheat in a game that already has cheats, like, that's the lowest of the lows. For instance, you shoot me, I now know your GPS coordinates. I can just bounce a fighting lion at you and kill you without you even having a sight line on me. Take this background gameplay for instance. I snipe a trip mine out of the air. Find me a cheating program that does that shit, because you're not gonna find it. And even if you do find it, you've already maxed your mom's credit card with this little rapid fire hack you got going on here. Probably just set a Cronus max and like search this shit up yourself. So yeah, maybe I sound pissed right now, but it's actually just hilarious because I've dealt with your kind in the past. The ones who have no problem cheating, but when my team suddenly plays so good that it doesn't matter if you're cheating, suddenly that little gray area where you're like, at least I'm not DDoSing, you turn to DDoSing, because there's no way you can beat us. And believe me, even that has its limits. I'm over here awakening the war mind. I have a VPN for my VPN. The bottom line of this conversation is that when you're beat by a better team, the first thought shouldn't be, well, I guess I need to cheat to be as good as them. It needs to be, wow, maybe one day through practicing and playing a video game, I can get as good as them. Or even if I can never get as good as them, at least I'll get better than where I was yesterday. That's why we play video games, my man. That's why we play video games. Because if everybody's cheating, then suddenly you can just win with one press of a button. No thinking, no pressing it better than another person, none of that. At that point, I'm just gonna go watch the Avengers Endgame like 3 times in a row. Basically, playing with third-party cheats is just cheating yourself out of the experience of playing a video game. Even with the in-game cheats, like let me give you some examples. You remember Titan skating? You remember rapid-fire exploits and that sort of thing? I could do all of those manually, and I'm not talking about a scroll wheel. I'm saying I would set multiple jump keys and just rapid dash that shit on the keyboard. Sounds like I'm hacking into the mainframe to Titan skate, but I could manually do it. So it's not technically cheating in that case, but I don't do it anyway because it provides such an advantage that if my opponents cannot reciprocate it, I'm going to win without any thinking whatsoever. To a lesser extent, this is why in Quick Play you don't see me running around with a one-eyed mask, because when I use it, it doesn't really feel like a game anymore. But even if I was to abuse everything under the sun outside of third-party cheats, my opponent isn't going to be thinking like, man, that guy's super good. They're going to be like, wow, that guy's a f***ing loser. But now we bring third-party, it doesn't really feel like a game anymore. But even if I was to abuse everything under the sun outside of third-party cheats, my opponent isn't going to be thinking like, man, that guy's super good. They're going to be like, wow, that guy's a f***ing loser. But now we bring third-party cheats into the equation, and they already thought you were a loser for using in-game exploits. Like, they must think the lowest of the low for using third-party cheats. Like, it is laughably funny. And I totally understand that some cheaters just do this to get a rise in people, but I guarantee after experiencing this, they're just like, they turn the game off and they don't think of you. They go make dinner. They go talk to their family. They go do something productive. Sorry to inform you, but if I play against a cheater, unfortunately there's nothing I can do sometimes, so I don't get mad. Why? I have no control over that. I promise you that most of your opponents aren't screaming your name in vain. They don't think you're some godly player. They're just like, wow, this guy's life, it must be really, really sad. I feel bad. Tear rolls down their eye, you know? But let's switch gears here for a second. I think everybody is savable. I'm very sorry for being a dick, but some things must be conveyed in a certain manner for the fucking message to get across.
Now in this series I'm going to walk you through how to obtain a specific game's Platinum Trophy. Now if the game has an exploit that makes getting certain trophies quicker, we will be using that, and that is going to be the case in God of War 3. Now I will tell you the steps that you should take and in what order, as well as highlight any trophies that are missable. Missable trophies are defined as any that will require you to start a new game from the beginning in the event that you miss one. God of War 3 has 16 missable trophies. Now the estimated time for Platinum following this is going to be about 15 to 20 hours with an estimated 5 out of 10 difficulty. Now, a quick note for this game, you can create several save spots on your PS4, so each time you reach a new area, make a separate save spot. This way you can go back to the specific areas in the event you miss out on one of the missable trophies. So let's go ahead and let's start a new game. And if you're an amazing God of War player, you can jump straight into Titan difficulty. Now, I don't recommend this at all unless you're absolutely godlike at this game. We can start a game on normal or even easy difficulty and take advantage of an exploit that will allow us to play through Titan difficulty with infinite health and maxed weapons, which I'll cover in a little bit. So start your new game, and the first thing you want to do is make sure you get all the missable trophies. This will include finding all of the collectibles. Now on my channel, you'll find a guide for those, and there are 4 trophies tied to them. So also seek out the red orbs you can find, and you'll use those to upgrade your weapons and equipment. So open the red chest for orbs, kill enemies, break pots, and that's how you acquire them. Now be on the lookout for the rest of the missable trophies. I'm going to kind of go through them one at a time here. No guts, no glory. That's for gutting 3 centaur generals. There's one in the beginning of the game. There's also one in the city of Olympia, and I believe the last one's in the caverns. There's only 3. So, and they look like this. What you need to do is just beat up on them until you get the QuickTime event circle above them, and then go ahead and initiate that and make sure you get all the prompts to kill them. The second one is Mr. Hand. This is required for finding the secret room in Hades. If you're following my collectible guide, you will get this trophy because one of the collectibles is going to be inside of that room. Next up is Ladies Man. This is for successfully entertaining Aphrodite. Now, you'll recognize this area in the game, and all you need to do is successfully complete all the QuickTime events. If you fail, you can just keep redoing it over and over until you pass. Now, Torn Up, it was previously called Rip 1 in the PS3 version. For some reason, they changed the name. Now, this requires you to just rip apart one Olympus sentry, and there's a bunch of them in the city of Olympia. You grab them with circle, and then it doesn't tell you, but you have to hit the triangle button to rip them apart. Now, Nice Tan is for blinding 100 enemies with the head of Helios. What you do is hold L2 and then hold the triangle button until it charges up and release it. So just do that to 100 different enemies through the game, and it's simple as that. Now, Obedience School, and it's getting hot in here. I'm kind of doing this in the same area here in the video. All you need to do is light 100 enemies on fire with the bow, so you just charge it up and send the arrow at them and set them on fire. Do that 100 times. And then Obedience School is going to require you to kick 50 hounds. To kick a hound, all you need to do is walk up to them and grab them with the circle button, and you will kick them. So you can combine both of those if you like. You can also do the Nice Tan trophy here as well. Now, Sold Out is for summoning every soul with the claws of Hades. You need to max out the claws before you can use all the summons, and then you can go from the menu, you can hit triangle, and you can select the different souls, and that's the different magic thing. So when you select it, you just hit R2, and that'll release a soul. So just go through that list one at a time. Again, you have to make sure the claws are completely maxed out. Now, Hitman is performing a 1,000 hit combo. There's really only a couple places you can do it, but one surefire way is during the big scorpion boss. And all you need to do is kind of get in behind him and his back leg, and then you can use any weapon. I'm using the Nemesis whip here, and all you need to do is just keep wailing on that back leg, and you shouldn't move. As long as you got him back in the corner, you can just go at this as long as you need. Just be careful of the little scorpions that are running around at you. Now, the final one here is going to be Amazed. This is for beating the labyrinth without dying or failing. Now this would be normally an exceptionally difficult trophy, but there is a way to go about doing this. What you've got to do is, of course, beat it without dying or failing, but if you do die, you're going to have a prompt come up on the screen asking if you want to restart the checkpoint. You have to select quit game. Do not restart the checkpoint. Select quit game. That is going to take you back to the main menu. Once you're in the main menu, then scroll down your list of saves, and it should be the bottom one, and select the most recent autosave. And that is going to put you right back to where you were, except without the death added to it. So if you selected restart checkpoint, it will add a death to your total. If you quit game and then go reload the autosave, you can die 100 times in the labyrinth and you will still get the trophy. Now you can't fail either. Failing is when Pandora dies, so make sure she doesn't die as well. Now once you've beaten the game on any difficulty, you'll need to do the Challenge of Olympus. There's a trophy for completing all 7 challenges. And this step is probably going to be the toughest if you're using the Titan Mode Infinite Health exploit. And after you've completed the 7 challenges, you will unlock the and then it'll be at that time that you're going to initiate the exploit that allow you to play through Titan Mode with essentially invincible, and you're going to be able to carry over your max weapons. Now I have a guide on my channel that walks you through step by step on exactly how to do this. Basically what you'll do is set up a combat arena with infinite health, Titan difficulty, select Gorgons as your enemy, and then kill yourself until the game asks you to switch to easy mode. Select no at that point, and that'll that's all you need to do, and you'll be able to play Titan mode, which is hard difficulty, without fear of dying, unless you get, stoned by Gorgons or something. But it makes the game really trivial. Now, since the game has no online, if the game ever does get patched, which at the time of this video it's not, you can delete the game and delete the game data and reinstall it without the patch. For retail copies, shut off your internet and then reinstall the game. For digital, re-download the game. And then delete the separate patch download that'll be associated with it. So you can turn off auto updates or stay offline at that point. Now, for some reason you still haven't gotten the max out trophy for completely upgrading everything, go back to the combat arena and this time set it so you don't have infinite health. Select Titan difficulty, set up some powerful enemies, and keep dying again until they ask you to switch to easy, and once more you'll select no. I haven't tested this method just because I did upgrade everything in a single playthrough, but it worked on the PS3 version, and I have no reason to believe it won't work here. Now from this point, just beat the game with invincibility on Titan difficulty, and you'll get your Platinum trophy. So I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into the first Road to Platinum. Let me know in the comments what you thought, if you think I should be doing more of these. I won't do every game, but I'll do a game from time to time. Or thank you guys so much for tuning into the first Road to Platinum. Let me know in the comments what you thought, if you think I should be doing more of these. I won't do every game, but I'll do a game from time to time. Or if you think upgrading everything, go back to the combat arena, and this time set it so you don't have infinite health. Select Titan difficulty, set up some powerful enemies, and keep dying again until they ask you to switch to easy, and once more you'll select no. I haven't tested this method just because I did upgrade everything in a single playthrough, but it worked on the PS3 version, and I have no reason to believe it won't work here. Now from this point, just beat the game with invincibility on Titan difficulty, and you'll get your Platinum trophy. So I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into the first Road to Platinum. Let me know in the comments what you thought, if you think I should be doing more of these. I won't do every game, but I'll do a game from time to time. Or If you think it's stupid and it's pointless, go ahead and tell me that as well. And until then, guys, make sure you hit the like button, comment, subscribe, share the video. I appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.